Get to know about the latest events at Far East Broadcasting Company Philippines in its mission of communicating the good news of Jesus Christ on air, online, and on the ground. Here is Dan Andrew Cura for The President's Report.
Well, another good day to all of you. The Philippines is now in a period of transition as President-elect Ferdinand Marcos Jr. will officially begin his term as the 17th President of the Philippines, marked by his inauguration this coming June 30. So, let us remember to include him in our prayers when we pray for our nation. Here at FEBC, we are also going through transitions as we carry out our mission of communicating Christ in our world, on air, online, and on the ground. To better understand these events, we have a special guest joining us in our program, and I'm your friend, Dan Andrew, and you're tuning in to this episode of The President's Report. Our special guest today is the new Chief Operations Officer of FEBC Philippines, and we'd like to welcome Kuya Luis Lucho Castillo. Well, our guest for today is none other than the new Chief Operations Officer of FEBC Philippines, Luis Miguel Castillo, but here we call him Kuya Lucho. Kuya Lucho, welcome to the program.
Hi, Kuya Dan. It's a pleasure to be here, everyone.
And maybe just for our viewers and listeners, it would be good to give them an overview of what is the role of the Chief Operations Officer for FEBC?
Okay, Kuya Dan. My main role as COO is to ensure that the company's operation align with its vision and strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Furthermore, we have 13 stations all over the country. It's critically important that all the supporting departments are working together collaboratively to ensure that we are doing one thing and one thing alone.
Mm-hmm. And does that also cover our two shortwave sites?
Yes, that also deals with our FEBC International role in terms of providing operational and technical support. So I also oversee that.
Now, maybe it's also a good time to find out what drew you, or how do you say, why do you think that FEBC is something that you would like to do for today?
All right. Well, what drew me to FEBC is that the power of hearing the gospel message over the air, and how the work of the Lord transforms people through the broadcast. That really was something very close to my heart, and that's what I would say the main thing why I am now part of FEBC.
So basically, are we still saying that radio, because many people right now think that radio is already an old technology, it's only in the cars. So is it still relevant? At least from your initial observation, is radio still important? Because sometimes it's good to hear it from a new person coming in. People who have been in radio obviously will think, oh yeah, it's important, but how is it for you to see it from the outside? Is it still relevant?
Yeah, Kuya Dan, it is. Radio is over a century old, I think 100 to 120 years old, and it continues to be an important part in terms of being a medium, in terms of bringing or broadcasting the message that we are doing, the message of the gospel of Jesus Christ, across masses of people, crossing over boundaries, and I think that's the key role that it plays and will continue to play.
So in a sense, when we're looking at radio, it's still broadcast, while we're now going into some of the new media platforms where it becomes narrowcast, where you now have it exactly just on your phone.
Sure.
But given all of the different dimensions, we said that we went from Christ of the World by radio to communicating Christ in our world, on air, online, on the ground. So what do you think are the priorities that we in Far East Broadcasting Company should be looking into?
Well, the first priority is to make sure that we are communicating Christ without compromise. I think that that's the primary thing, and that we are communicating the immutable message of Jesus Christ. Now, radio is a platform to do that, and radio is part of media, but right now we also are engaging in the digital space. So for us to be heard is not only to be radio specific, but in all platforms that are relevant today, and that is in the social space, of course.
Okay, so it's something that we need to start developing ourselves in.
Sure.
You know, because we've been so used to doing things over terrestrial broadcast, or shall we say analog broadcast. Now we have to go into the digital space. Next week, we'll have the second part of our conversation with Kuya Lucho Castillo, where we talk about what FEBC is doing to reach the people groups in the Philippines, especially in the areas that we call deaf spots, or those that are not yet covered by our FEBC broadcast signals. Now tune in again next week so you won't miss anything. May I encourage you to please pray for me and Kuya Lucho as we, together with our leaders, our staff, and volunteers, who are all working together to ensure that the work of God that began in FEBC 74 years ago will continue to grow and thrive in this fast-changing world. As we move forward, our message and mission still remains, and that is to proclaim the love and message of Jesus Christ to all Filipinos wherever they are. So please pray that these efforts will lead to more Filipinos being reached and transformed with the help of our programs. Before I go, I'd just like to invite our listeners to join our FEBC Friends Fellowship this coming Saturday, June 25, 10 o'clock in the morning at Christ Commission's Fellowship, Imus, Cavite. This is a great opportunity to meet our listeners from Cavite and the nearby cities south of Manila. So please bring your family and friends, especially those who may be interested to know more about the ministry and work of FEBC Philippines. For more details, please visit our FEBC Radio Facebook page and send us an email at info@febc.ph. We'd love to see you there. Now, once again, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm your friend, Dan Andrew, for The President's Report. As always, stay safe and God bless you.
You've just heard The President's Report. If you would like to support the work of Far East Broadcasting Company Philippines, please visit our website, donatenow.febc.ph, or email us at info@febc.ph for your questions or suggestions.